what is turning into being one of the ultimate runs of any world champion in any promotion ever. Athena defeats Thunder Rosa in 18 minutes 50 seconds in an absolute classic. This was fantastic. Athena, as well, we every time we talk about Athena, because every 3 months ago we do a Ring of Honor review and we have to talk about Athena. She, I kind of put this, she is the company now. As much as Bandito is the champion of Ring of Honor, he's not the most important person in Ring of Honor. Athena is the most important person in Ring of Honor, and Billy Starks is the second most important person in Ring of Honor. The relationship between those two people is what drives this company forward. And that has not been done in an American wrestling company ever, I don't think. I think the closest would have been Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey a few WrestleManias ago. Was the closest we've ever come to two women being the dominant forces within a major wrestling company. And
Yeah.
I love Kineski Takeshita and I love Bandito, but they weren't the reason why I was watching this show as a fan. I think it was fine. I think it was great. It was a fantastic wrestling match, but they're not the ones that drew the money to the show as much as people would like to think they did. It was Athena and Thunder Rosa that drew the money to this show because both Texas natives in Texas. It probably should have been the main event, but then again, Athena has main evented like the majority of the Ring of Honor shows over the last 2 years. So yeah, it was fantastic. But they're the money makers in this company right now is Athena and Billy Starks, and they were absolutely fantastic in this match. And Thunder Rosa, again, wonderful challenge from her. She does appear to be like at her happiest as a chaser and chasing Athena, who is now like having to knock down bigger and bigger wrestlers to keep going because she's beaten everybody in Ring of Honor and they're trying to find new things for her to do, which means the AEW roster, which is good for her, but not necessarily great. It depends on how they play it with Ring of Honor. We shall see. But yeah, just phenomenal work. Cannot say enough about Athena. She is the dominant force in the AEW Ring of Honor universe. And of course, that includes Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm, who are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But Athena in Ring of Honor is absolute magic. What's your thoughts on this one, Marcus?
Yeah, respect to the last two women you just mentioned, but I think across these two shows they got eclipsed twice.
Yeah.
We'll get off to that certainly with the next big show we talk about. But yeah, look, you call Ring of Honor whatever expensive foreign car you want to call it. Athena is the emblem on it, bar none, every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's ironic. These two are my favorite, by the way. Athena is absolutely a legend in real time, and Thunder Rose is somebody who has just always stood out from every perspective, whether it's been her in ring, her look, um, her grit, just everything. Like she is a workhorse talent that you can always depend on, particularly when she's healthy to put on a banger with anybody. She's never going to give less than 110%. But I do think it's ironic that she's the one who was having her back targeted when the thing has been carrying the whole damn brand for the entire reign. Um, but yeah, this was a banger. You see these two names on paper, you expecting a banger, and that's exactly what we got. The great stuff here. Two women that just go balls to the wall. You could this could be a series of matches, and they probably would benefit from it greatly, particularly to your point. What they're gonna do with Athena on AEW roster proper, which I'm very much looking forward to because an addition in any scenario, never a subtraction. But yeah, this was absolutely a banger, and like you said, could have absolutely been the main event. But like you said, she's already been on main event duty. But yeah, I absolutely think Thunder Rose could be somebody that could succeed her in a way. But when your cash cow is still just oozing money, you kind of don't want to get away from it. So I can understand that. But I do think Thunder Rose is somebody who deserves a lot and has earned a lot considering the fact of what he did on the AEW roster so early on, and it really feels like he kind of got the short end of the stick because they never let her try to recapture some of that momentum she had. when she had to lose the title. So I'm glad they put her in Ring of Honor where she could really, put on some bangers as she did with Perazzo earlier in the year, which she also deserves credit for. But yeah, this was absolutely a banger. Practically stole the show. But now for the next match, having more time, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing as well. Is like what makes it amazing to me that Athena is the face of Ring of Honor more than anything else. Who was the face of Ring of Honor before Athena? It was the Briscoes. Now I love the Briscoes. You know I love the Briscoes.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was a more toxically masculine tag team in pro wrestling for the first 10 years of their existence, I'd like to find it. Because what was their catchphrase? Man up, right? Ring of Honor
Mm-hmm.
was the most male dominated space in pro wrestling and not in a good way. And now we look 15 years later, a woman running the show is Athena. A woman is running the show. And that's not to say it couldn't have happened under Joe Koff and the previous regime. And they did try very, very hard, and they just didn't get it several times. Let's be honest. But when they finally got the idea right, and a lot of the momentum comes with like the previous champions, obviously. If you go back, it starts with Sumi Sakai. Roxy specifically is like really important, like as the first champion after Sumi Sakai, to kind of really move them forward in match quality. Then Deonna Purrazzo takes over because she's a safe pair of hands between Ring of Honor not existing and keeping the title visible on TV, and then Mercedes Martinez, who is like the ideal kind of historic person to take over, and then Athena starts this run. And Tony Khan, as much as we have pilloried him for his use of women in AEW, to his credit, sees what she has, sees what he has, sees what Athena can do, gives her the ball, and not only has she carried it, she's just rewritten what Ring of Honor is about. Like, without changing the aesthetic, without changing the idea of what Ring of Honor should be, without the what's the word I'm looking for? Without like totally devaluing what went before. She's taken
Yeah.
that legacy of Briscoes and of Punk and of Danielson and all of those great wrestlers that made Ring of Honor what Ring of Honor was, and reapplied it for the 21st century, put her spin on it, and made women's wrestling the most important thing in the company. And that's incredible.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No, it don't, and it feels like she really has, been allowed the ability to really just double and triple and just absolutely succeed everything that she did in WWE and everything that she didn't get a chance to do. It feels like
Yeah,
she's fully in the driver's seat in every possible way. And yeah, we are seeing her at her very best and all her creative glory. And like you said, with Billy Starks by her side, that's been one of the best, longest story going with the whole Minion bit on the show. So again, feels like we do this every show, but it deserves it. She is, like I said, the emblem on the Mercedes. She's carrying the torch, and doing it proudly, like you said. Very much celebrating and upholding the past, but bringing everything forward in such a great way for the women. She's another one that is absolutely champion of the women. You could just look at her reign and all the matches and all the women she faced, and she'll do no different on AEW proper. But yeah, just kudos to these women, man. It's an absolute banger. The Thunder Rose, you will never see. It amazed me the way she just throws her body into these matches and never afraid to just go the extra mile with it. And she'll, to me, she's the one that's waiting to get that crown again one day. But like I said, Athena is just a cash cow that's not long fun and probably won't be anytime soon. So, God willing, this is, that forever word is looking like it's an absolute, truth. So
yeah, definitely.